So on today's job list is to have a look at this exhaust, which is the exhaust to the diesel heater, which is here. Now a couple of things spotted straight away. First of all, obviously this has come off. Basically what's happened here is we noticed a little bit of a smell of diesel. We've had no smell of diesel or anything from this heater. It's been really, really good. But recently noticed that it was smelling a little bit. So I'm going to just investigate this, because chances are this is a few years old, this pipe, and it's either got a puncture and it's letting out gas, it's split or whatever, and somehow that's getting into the air intake. Now this isn't really set up right, because this shouldn't be drawing air in the same space as basically the exhaust, so there should be a pipe on here, and that really should be going up to a vent somewhere up in this space, but we don't really have any of that. So what I could do is change this. This is where fresh air sort of comes in up at the top here, just for this and the engine space really, because the engine's down in here. This is the back of, you know, back side of the engine and everything. So basically really what I should do is I should take a fresh air either on the back of the boat or just somewhere to draw in some fresh air. Obviously you've got to be careful that water doesn't come in, because if water gets in there then that's not good, and that's one of the reasons the exhaust does this funny loop this way. So there's the actual outlet. These are just diesel filler pipes. There's the actual outlet of the exhaust gases, and then you can see it goes up and then down and then obviously to the bottom of the heater, and that's just to stop water getting in there and obviously filling up the bottom of the heater really. It's just a big loop. So I've got my new one, which is here, and I've gone for one with an exhaust muffler to just try and quiet things down a little bit. So my plan is to kind of fit that in that space there. I've got some new sock to go on this, because obviously all of this gets really, really hot. So the plan is to fit that between these 2 points here. Hopefully it'll be long enough, and then that's secure, and that isn't going to whacker around or touch the side of the boat or anything. And then just fit the whole thing in place. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this off, take this out, because it's not a great space to be working in this locker. Take this off and make my new one the same sort of shape, and then I'll put the sock on it, bring it back in, and then just be a case of just fitting it on. I'm going to put some sort of exhaust gas sealer on this. These are all clamped down with those larger clamps. Again, you've got to be really careful here that no gases escape. So I'm going to do exactly the same again with this one. That's what the pipe looks like. So I'll fill this with some putty. It's quite smooth on the inside, but still, we'll still fill it with some exhaust paste, and then clamp that down onto the fittings. So I've just undone all the clips. Just go underneath. You can see that, but I've just undone that one as well, down there. So it's come off the end of the heater. I can't get this one off here yet. I'm guessing there's some sort of with that gum stuff I was talking about, so I might have to cut that and then pull it out with a pair of pliers. But everything else has come off now. It's all out of place, so that's good. So I'm going to have a quick look at the state of the pipe just to see if that's actually what is causing the issue. But it feels fairly solid and doesn't feel too bad. It's coming off now anyway. So I'm just dry fitting everything at the moment, and obviously you can see that obviously this pipe's just a little bit too long, so I'm just going to trim that down. But basically that's where I kind of want it. I'm going to pull that a little bit further away this way. I'm just going to hold that there with some of the insulation. And then that means that there's loads of space here, because this is going to get hot. So I can insulate all of this tube, the silencer, because that's different this time. So previously it didn't have a silencer in it. It was just a straight pipe. So this will make it a little bit quiet as well, which will be quite nice. And then I'm going to do the same here. I've got a bigger piece there to go around that part, just to insulate that. And then it just tucks down underneath and then plugs into the bottom of the heater. It goes under the fuel pipes. And then I'm going to just move this wire in slightly away. This jacket's just come off here a little bit as well, so we just sort that out at the same time. I'm going to lift them and cable tie them just to there, so that again there's no risk of any of that getting close to anything that's hot. It doesn't need to be tight, but just hold it away. And then I'll put the sleeve on. Bought a new sleeve, which is here. slide that on. That can go across all of this, so again, protect it and stop it touching anything. Try and reduce that heat a little bit. And then we'll put some of the exhaust sealant on here, and then we'll just fit the pipe. I'll have a look at the old one in a minute and just see if there is any signs of any damage, but this is that's looking quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, so it's just about to fire up now. Basically just put some little supports in on the exhaust, connected this up. This is going to get hot shortly, so I have to be careful. Make sure obviously these are all really nice and tight. And I need some little metal ties just to hold the sock in place in a couple of places now, but and I've just cable tied the wires out of the way because they're very close to it. Here it goes. You can hear that ticking's the diesel pump firing up. That's reattached, so hopefully now we're in business. It should be a lot quieter now with this silencer in the way. They don't make that sort of jet tornado type sound. Next thing is to put, like I say, is to do something here. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I don't really want to go through any of this, but realistically it should be drawing the air in from outside, because if the exhaust was to come off, you would then draw that exhaust fumes into the boat, which is not a good idea. Really, it should be, they're designed to be in vans and things where obviously it goes out the bottom of the vehicle, but in a boat there's always a compromise with any of this sort of stuff. Again, it's the same with it's the same with all of this. See the pump ticking now, speed increasing. I'm just really looking for obviously if any smoke would come out anywhere or anything like that, but I can't see anything. It's all looking good.